Hello, guys. Welcome back to TFD. Man, I had to take a second before hitting record on this one. We haven't talked about Angel Reese in a while, and honestly, I almost skipped the story completely. I'll explain why in a minute. First, though, if you hear me clearing my throat or sniffing a bit, that's on me, because what I'm about to show you is actually important. So here's the thing. Lately, there have been a lot of viral graphics floating around with Angel Reese's name on them. You've probably seen them on X, Instagram, TikTok, all over the place. Fake quote cards, fake captions, fake stats, fake she said this type stuff. To be fair, this happens with a lot of athletes, but because Angel is such a big name in the WNBA, she gets hit with it constantly. One of the big ones going around recently was a quote about money. Something like, "Y'all make this in a week and I make that in 7 days," basically flexing income and comparing herself to NBA players. And the second I saw it, my first thought was, nah, that's not real. That doesn't sound like something she'd actually say. So, like I always do, I went looking for the source. I try to confirm these things before I bring them to you, because a lot of people don't. They just see a graphic, hit record, and run with it. And that's how nonsense spreads. At first, everything I found pointed to it being fake. No real interview, no real clip, no verified source. So I almost didn't make this video at all. My instinct was, this is just another fake Angel Reese quote. But then I kept digging, and that's where things changed. Because this time, there actually is a real clip. Not the fake viral graphic, but a real Angel Reese video talking about what women are worth in the basketball marketplace. And when I saw it, I went, okay, this is different. So I'm not here to show you fake quotes or edited graphics. I'm here to show you what she actually said in her own words. Now, sometimes YouTube gets weird with clips, so if the video doesn't show and you only hear the audio, just know that's not on purpose. But this is Angel Reese talking about money, value, and what she believes women's basketball players deserve in the market. She says, basically, we should get everything. All of it. There's nothing we shouldn't get. So, let's play the clip. Here we go.
But I think women's basketball is just on a rise right now, and women's sports in general.
One thing slower to rise across women's sport, though, has been salaries. What are women worth when it comes to basketball?
Everything. We should get it all. There's nothing that we shouldn't get.
While the average NBA salary for men is around $12 million US, Reese's Chicago Sky contract last season reportedly earned her $74,000 US. Her endorsements, however, that's a whole other ballgame. Easily 20 times that, with many estimates in the millions of millions bracket, bringing her even more attention, and sometimes not all of it good.
Negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role. Knowing truly who I am, I have great people in my corner. I've dealt with this for 3 years now, but just being able to tone in and own in on who I am unapologetically myself, I'm just happy to be me.
All right, let's talk about this, because the whole thing is getting ridiculous at this point. Take the bad guy role when it's convenient, and then the second something doesn't go your way, you flip into the sad, emotional, entitled child routine. Cry, whine, complain. I'm sorry, I just can't take that seriously. And then we get hit with tone it, own it, be unapologetic. What does that even mean? Tone it, but also own it, but also be unapologetic? That's not confidence. That's just word salad. That's something you say when you don't actually have a real argument, but you still want to sound powerful while saying nothing. And by the way, no one watches your podcast. I'm just saying. Now, to be fair, nobody really watches this one anymore either, so I guess we're even there. But still, facts are facts. And here's the part that matters. She actually said it. Women's basketball players, according to her, should get everything. All of it. Not some of it, not a fair share based on revenue, everything. Forget the fact that no one cares. Forget the fact that no one watches. Forget the fact that there's no real money being made at scale. She says they should get all of it. And right there, That is the problem with the mentality in the WNBA. You can even hear how the piece is framed. The whole thing is soaked in bias. Oh, the salaries aren't right. Oh, the women are underpaid. Oh, this isn't fair. Well, guess what? The salaries aren't wrong. They're not unfair. They're not oppressive. They're not sexist. They're earned. Let me make this very clear. If you flipped it, if the WNBA had the same ratings, the same attendance, the same TV deals, the same merchandise sales, the same global reach as the NBA, then yes, the women should get NBA-level salaries. Absolutely. But that's not reality. And pretending it is doesn't make it true. We have way too many people nowadays walking around with this mindset of, because they're women, they should get X. And they think that somehow equals equality. And when they don't get X, they jump straight to, it's the patriarchy, it's misogyny, it's sexism, it's oppression. No, it's math. Revenue in, revenue out. That's how professional sports works. That's how every business works. Not vibes, not identity, not feelings. Money. I remember Bill Burr did a whole bit about this years ago, and he was 100% right. He basically said, if all the women who constantly talk about how unfair this is actually watched the WNBA, supported it, bought jerseys, bought tickets, showed up to games, and tuned in, these players would be making millions. You don't need men to save the WNBA. You don't need the NBA to prop it up. You don't need the media to guilt people into watching. You need fans. Real fans. Paying fans. Consistent fans. That's the dirty little secret nobody wants to say out loud. Now, let's talk about what makes this even crazier. Because she's saying we should get everything, while the product on the court looks like this. And this isn't even from a whole game. This isn't cherry-picking a bad night. This is from one possession. One. I actually joked about this the other day when I talked about the WNBA CBA. I said the players voted on the deal, and then the league added one more clause at the last minute. You have to make at least 50% of your layups, or you give back half your salary. And the players said, nope, deal's off. It was a joke, but after seeing this clip, it feels a little too close to reality. Because this is the same person telling you she deserves everything while putting out this level of play and expecting people to pay for it like it's premium entertainment. Is this what people are supposed to open their wallets for? Is this what's supposed to move the needle? Is this what's justifying massive salaries? Look, even the NBA isn't that fun to watch right now, and that's another issue. The NBA has its own problems. Soft defense, boring isolation ball, too many threes, not enough real competition, too much standing around. That's why the NBA needs to get back to fundamentals. Up-tempo, guard-oriented, skill-based, real basketball. Make layups, run sets, move without the ball, play defense. Give people a reason to care again. And the same goes for the WNBA, except the margin for error is way smaller because you don't have the built-in fan base. Outside of the hardcore Angel Reese stans and the online simps who think if they cheer loud enough, something magical is going to happen for them one day, normal sports fans are tired of this. They're tired of being told what they should like. They're tired of being shamed for not watching. They're tired of being called sexist for not being entertained. Sports doesn't work that way. You don't demand love, you earn it. You don't demand money, you generate it. You don't get everything just because you say you deserve it. You get paid when people care enough to watch. And right now, most people don't.
All right, let's talk about the reactions in the comments section, because honestly, they say a lot more than people want to admit. You've got comments like, why do people keep giving her attention? She's everything I don't want my daughter to be. Has anyone actually watched her play? And look, you don't have to agree with the tone of those comments, but you can't ignore what they're pointing at. People aren't reacting like this out of nowhere. There's a disconnect between how some of these players see themselves and how the public actually sees the product on the court. One comment that really stood out to me said, "Let the WNBA start revenue sharing. That'll be fun." And yeah, it would be, because then reality would hit fast. You can't share money that isn't there. The truth is, the WNBA is still mostly irrelevant to the broader sports world. It's better right now because of Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. Clark is the one actually moving ratings, selling tickets, selling jerseys, and bringing in new fans. That's just facts. And let's not forget, the NBA is still funding the WNBA. So until the league can truly stand on its own and generate serious revenue, you're not going to see NBA-level money. You just aren't. That's not hate. That's how business works. Here's a wild idea. Instead of complaining about the pay, go out there and give fans a reason to spend money. Put out a better product. Play harder. Play smarter. Be entertaining. That's how profits go up. That's how revenue grows. That's how salaries rise. Not by yelling about what you deserve. These players need to take a business class. I'm serious. Learn how revenue works. Learn how industries function. Learn how you don't get paid based on identity. You get paid based on demand. And that leads to another big issue, Angel Reese throwing around accusations as serious as racism toward the fan base. That's not how you build support. That's not how you grow a league. When 90% of your fans are being told they're the problem, you're not helping yourself. You're burning bridges. You don't get everything just because you're a woman. You don't get everything just because you say you deserve it. You get paid when people want to watch you. And before anyone jumps in and calls me a misogynist or says I hate women's sports, let me be clear. Major League Soccer players don't get paid what English Premier League players get paid. They don't get Bundesliga money. They don't get La Liga money. Why? Because the revenue isn't the same. Nobody calls that sexism. Nobody cries oppression. It's just business. And here's one more comparison that nobody ever wants to talk about. WNBA players will get paid the same as NBA players when male models get paid what female models get paid. That, my friends, might be the biggest gender gap in any industry on Earth. And nobody cares because the market doesn't care about fairness. It cares about demand. So I'll leave you with this. When you hear players like Natasha Cloud, Nneka Ogwumike, Angel Reese, and others talking like this, does it make you want to support them more? Does it make you think, yeah, girl power, let's go buy tickets and jerseys? For me, it does the opposite. And that's the sad part, because I actually support women's sports. I always have. There isn't a bigger supporter of women's sports in general than me. But the WNBA makes me sound like I hate women's sports. And that's because of the entitlement, the narcissism, and the constant blaming of everyone else. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Thanks for checking out the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, you know the drill. It really helps out. Appreciate you all.